Have you ever bought an app for your computer or your phone that requires a lot of processing? It's like maybe it uses a lot of graphics, does a lot of computations. It's uses up a lot of space. If you have, you may have run into the place where your disk space is not enough or your memory is not enough for it to be able to function properly. This is very similar to being a highly sensitive person. We process things. We have a big processor and we have a lot of things that we compute and process naturally as highly sensitive people. So for that reason, it can use up our disk space quite quickly and we can end up in that place of overwhelm, just like a computer that just shuts down, can't go any further. So it's important to find ways of taking personal space for yourself in order to stay balanced as a highly sensitive person. It'd be nice if we could just increase the space of our disk like we can with a computer. In a way, we can do that in our lives by getting more rest, taking more time for ourselves. At least we can clear up the space that we actually have. So if there's constant input without any time to process that, then that's what clogs up the system. If you go from one activity to the next activity to the next activity, and each time there's more input coming at you than you have time to deal with, then that's how we, as highly sensitive people, and even everyone else, eventually gets overwhelmed. It just happens quicker for us. So if you can find a balance between the input, all that information coming in, all those experiences coming in, and the processing of those, the time you have for processing them, then there will be no backlog. You're actually bringing new things in, new experiences, you're processing them, and then you're ready for more new experiences. If, on the other hand, it becomes more on the input side and not enough processing time, that's where the problems begin. I want to share an experience. I recently quit playing pickleball for a while. I don't know how long I'll quit. It might be forever. It might be for a few months. It might be for a few years. I'm not sure. But what I noticed is that it was too much. It was just too much. At the end of a long day, instead of sitting to meditate, I go play pickleball, not every day, but a couple times a week. And it would take me a day or 2 or 3 to recover sometimes. I noticed a lot of back tension because I've been doing it for a long time and I have other back issues. And so it was just like, it was too much. And on top of that, there was just, like some of the dynamics on the courts was not as fun as it used to be. And so I just decided, and my partner joined me as well, in just saying, let's take a break. Let's just take a break. And it feels like a relief. It feels like, okay, now I don't have to push myself to keep up with the group and always be there and be enthusiastic. Because, I do like the game. It's fun. But the amount of input and the lack of ability to process that quickly was just starting to give a residual backlog of tension, of stress. So what are some ways that you can reclaim your space, come back to yourself without causing more stress in the process? I think this is really important. Ultimately, we have to actually do something. We actually have to say no. One of the hardest things for us as HSPs, but we have to exercise that muscle and we have to come back to ourselves. Luckily, if you get overwhelmed enough, your body will tell you no, and there'll be no choice at some point. But ideally, I like to catch it earlier before it becomes too much. And the more attuned you are to your system and your needs, the more you can regulate yourself before the experience becomes too strong. So one of the things that can really help, it helps for me when claiming my space, taking space for myself, coming back and saying, I need rest, is to talk about my direct experience, not like a theory or what what's the ideal or what should happen or anything like that. It's just, what is my direct experience? My direct experience is I'm tired. And so I'm going to go to bed early. No one can argue with that. It's so just true. It's not making any kind of broad statements. It's just the honest truth. I'm tired. I like to go to bed. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I like to just go to my room and chill there for a while. And there's no excuses in it. There's no explanation in it. There's no justification. Oh, this is why, because of this and da da da. Those kinds of things always end up in an argument and always end up, you get challenged on it instead of simply telling your direct experience. I think that's one of the most powerful ways to reclaim your space. Also, number 2, don't insinuate that it's someone else's fault because it isn't. Everyone runs at a different pace. And if you're around people who are not highly sensitive, they may be surprised or confused or wondering why you need to check out now when they're just getting going and everything's great. So don't sort of say, oh, if you guys would just get it and start, would just slow down earlier or something that insinuates that it's their fault, then again, it's not going to be so easy to take care of yourself. But again, if you come back to direct experience, it solves the problem. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm done, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. And it's as simple as that. Also, find ways. This is number 3. Find ways to retreat without spoiling everyone else's fun. This is not serious. This is not something that they need to get to the bottom of or need to even understand. They're having fun anyway. So let them continue having fun and just check out. It's like, oh, this has been awesome. Thank you guys. I'm going to head out now and I can't wait till next time. It's not even about you. It's not about anything. It's just, yeah, I'm feeling a little tired. I think I'm going to go. And it becomes something very light and easy, and they can just continue on with their fun. Instead of when you leave, if you're making it a big deal, they're going to be like, oh God, what's going on with them? Geez, this is why are they so stressed? It's only, still early. And they're going to start kind of arguing with you or complaining about you instead of if you're just leaving with a kind of open feeling and it's just you taking care of you and it's not really a big deal, then it comes off that way. The other thing, number 4, is be willing to compromise because sometimes there are situations where you not getting your perfect needs met is actually going to be less stressful than doing it exactly the way you would want to. And life is a compromise, and being with other people is a compromise. And I think it's something that's really important for us as HSPs to look at, to consider, and to think about ways of doing. Sometimes maybe it's just yeah, okay, you know what? I'll play one more game, or I'll stay up for another half hour, or there are different ways that you can compromise that will give you basically enough time for yourself, but it won't be hogging all the time so that it feels like an imbalance. Now, there's a fine line in here because we do need to take care of ourselves. And a lot of us tend to over-compromise in some regards. So if you're over-compromising, then, this one won't be for you. You maybe need to step up a little bit more for yourself. But always there's a room for compromise. And I think it's really important to keep in mind. And then finally, number 5, don't lean too heavily on being an HSP. I say this because it's very easy to start saying, oh yeah, because I'm an HSP, I'm going to go to bed early. Or I'm going to go because I'm an HSP. It becomes like a, kind of a crutch in a way. I mean, I love HSP. I love the idea of understanding myself, but that's for me to understand. If I'm trying to make other people understand, it's fine to say, I'm an HSP and people understand that after a while. But if I keep using that as the reason why I'm leaving, it's one level removed from my direct experience. Direct experience is something that you can't argue with. I'm tired and I'm going to go to bed. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. I just need some space. Instead of constantly saying, because I'm an HSP or because I'm highly sensitive. And after a while, people are going to get tired of hearing that HSP thing. It starts to be almost like a bone of contention. It becomes like a little place where war can start to break out instead of being something that can help you. So understand you are an HSP. Understand that, be that, take care of yourself as an HSP, but don't use that as the way of getting out of things all the time, because people will start attacking it instead of just respecting your decision to, say, end early. So finally, let's look at how to work with the guilt of retreating to your own space. And this can happen. You came back, you took your time away, and you get home and you're ready to relax and you feel guilty about it. Can totally happen because, we think about and care about what others think. And so if that happens, notice your thoughts. What are you thinking? Whose business are you in? What are you believing here and what are you needing? So you may be needing them to be happy about you leaving. You may be needing them to approve. You may think that their needs are more important than yours. And I'm not saying intellectually, but viscerally, you may be feeling that. And if that's the case, then that's where a little bit of inner work can help a lot. You may be believing on some level that you should be putting them first, and then you're feeling guilty when you put yourself first. So if you do your work, you question these kinds of thoughts, you will start to find that you are an equal, that you do have rights, and you do have, there's nothing wrong with taking time for yourself. And over time, as you question these kinds of beliefs, you will find that you can come home or go to your room or take time for yourself and feel less and less guilty about it.